Here we have the Diode Dynamics Stage Series reverse light kit fitting your 2021 Plus Ford Bronco. If you're looking to completely change up the rear end of your Bronco, specifically in terms of light output, whether you're backing up or on the trail, this is the way to go. It's a fully plug and play installation. You have the option to tap into your auxiliary switches if you wish. And honestly, I'm really impressed with the fit and finish of all the wiring in this kit. Diode Dynamics developed this in-house. Their logos are included on the connectors. You tap right into the brake light, so you have that red running light normally, but if you were to switch into reverse, the floods go on and you have plenty of light output to see behind you as you're backing up. For this installation, we opted for the SS3 Sport lights, but Diode has plenty of options available to you depending on how much light output you want from the rear. Let's talk about reliability. These lights have been extensively tested from -40 all the way up to 185 degrees Fahrenheit, as well as vibration, moisture intrusion, and corrosion testing, all to ensure these last the test of time. This kit mounts in the spare tire area on the rear end of your Bronco. You remove the top two nuts and you're able to use either the 60mm or 90mm nuts that Diode includes for installation of this bracket. However, if you have an incredibly aggressive offset aftermarket rear wheel on your Bronco, it's possible that this kit may not work. Diode Dynamics includes an 8-year warranty on their products, great customer service, and it's a great product overall. With that said, you tap in directly to your brake light. It has the running light and as well as the reverse light. And if you want that option to flip it on anytime you want, you could tap in directly into the auxiliary switches and you're ready to roll. Now we're going to show you a step-by-step installation on how to install this kit on your 2021 Plus Ford Bronco. Here are the tools required for installation. Go ahead and open up the tailgate of your Bronco. If you have a soft top, go ahead and use the prop rod. First, you'll want to remove the interior taillight cover. It's 4 push pins using a Phillips head screwdriver. And 2 bolts. Carefully pull it out of place and set it aside. Now you have access to your passenger side tail light. You want to disconnect the main harness. Plug the diode harness into your tail light and the factory harness. And secure the loose wiring. Make sure that red locking tab is pushed down. And now you're ready to remove the tailgate plastic trim piece. Carefully fish down the rest of the diode harness through the open area in your bumper. And once it's on the ground, you can wire it through the frame. But it needs to go through the heat shield. So go ahead and loosen the bolt on the passenger side of the heat shield where you just dropped your harness down. So what you're aiming for is in the trunk compartment, there is a rubber grommet that needs to be removed so you can wire the harness up through there. In order to get access from the bottom of the vehicle, in between the heat shield and the trunk floor, you'll feel for that rubber grommet. Once it's open, you can fish the harness through. Fish the whole harness through, make sure there's just maybe a little bit of slack, but not too much. And you can reinstall the bolt and the hardware holding the heat shield in place. Now you can secure the included diode rubber grommet into place. Now you need to begin removing the trim piece along the rear of the trunk and the side of the trunk as well. What you're looking to do here is fish the harness up towards the passenger side taillight. You need to go underneath where that rear trim piece is and then up the side of the trunk. Set the rest of the harness aside, close the tailgate, and now you need to remove the spare tire. Now grab the Y harness that Diode included in the kit and open up the top left flap. And what you need to do is slide the single side of that Y harness through the flap so you can get access to it from the other side. You can pull that connector through and plug it in the rest of your diode harness. You may need to adjust how much slack there is on the outside depending if you have a factory wheel or an aftermarket wheel and how far those outside connectors need to reach the diode lights. Close the tailgate and put your spare tire back into place. You can install the bottom factory nut to hold the spare tire in place. Pull the harness through on either side. and then use Diode's included hardware in place of the 2 factory lug nuts up top. You have the option between 60 and 90 millimeters depending on the offset of your wheel. Here we're using the 60 because it's a factory wheel. Go ahead and tighten everything down. Grab your diode like bracket and the included larger bolts and go ahead and tighten them down. Now you're ready to prep your new Diode SS3 pods. First thing you want to do is grab your Nylock nuts and slide them into the insert on either side of the pod. Hold the universal bracket into place and then grab an Allen head bolt and a washer and install on either side of the pod. Tighten it down snug, but not completely because you will need to adjust it once it's on the vehicle. Now you do have the option to install the pods either from the top or the bottom of the bracket. We chose to install them from the top, but you can really do either way. Grab your pod attached to the universal bracket as well as a button head bolt. Drop the button head bolt into place and rotate it until it drops. Now you're ready to grab the included washer, lock washer, and nut to get it tightened down. Make sure the pod stays straight with one hand and tighten it down with the other. Repeat the same process for the other SS3 pod. Connect the harness until it clicks. It is a tight fit because it is weatherproof. And once you're happy with how they're aimed, go ahead and tighten everything down. Now at this point, it's a great opportunity to test. If you wanted to just work with the reverse lights and not your auxiliary switches, your installation is now complete. However, if you'd like to use these lights with the auxiliary switches, keep watching. You'll see 2 wires sticking out connected to each other on the harness itself. Use the included bypass from Diode to connect them together as shown. Now you're ready to move on to the rest of the interior. Fold down the rear seat and remove the top rear plastic panel. You need to be able to get access to that factory circuit and the factory wiring. Put one arm in from the top and begin feeding the wire in and pull it through. Now that you've taken care of the rest of the harness, you can go ahead and put the plastic trim panel back on the tailgate. Here's the wire you're looking for, white with an orange stripe. Remove the black cap, strip the wire, grab the included butt connectors, and crimp into place. Now you're ready to move on to the passenger side glove box. You can pinch either side of the glove box to drop it all the way down, and then push the lever forward so you can detach it and remove the glove box altogether. So you're looking for a solid white wire and then the same white and orange that you were working with in the rear of the vehicle. The white wire is connecting it to the harness in the engine bay, and the white and orange is connecting everything to the rear of the car. There's actually 2 circuits headed to the rear of the vehicle. One of them is gray and orange, one of them is white and orange. Make sure you're using the same white and orange wire. Strip the white wire. So you can see here we have the butt connector. We actually had to use an extra. It would be a red one that Diode included, with the white and orange on the right connecting to the rear of the vehicle and the white wire on the left connecting to the engine bay. Now go ahead and pop the hood. You're going to be looking for the loose wires on the driver's side towards the rear of the vehicle under the hood. Now you're going to be looking for the same white wire that you were just working with underneath the glove box and the green and brown wire that's going to connect to auxiliary switch 2. Go ahead and strip both of those wires, grab a butt connector, crimp it on one side, and do the same thing with the white wire. Push it in the other side and crimp. Some added safety precaution, just go ahead and throw some electrical tape on top of those butt connectors since it is exposed in the engine bay. And now is a great time to test. Make sure that you use it in both reverse to check the same function as before, as well as auxiliary switch 2. It should bypass the circuit and get power to those lights. Now that you've confirmed everything is good to go, you can button up the rest of your trim panels and interior, and your installation's complete. So as you can see, installation for these Diode Dynamic Stage Series reverse lights can go one of two ways. If you only want to use it with the reverse lights, so they pop on with the factory reverse lights, you'll be able to have all the light output you need. But if you want to take it to the next level and tap into the factory auxiliary switches like we have here, you'll be able to override the system and use the aux2 switch in order to activate your new reverse lights. This gives you maximum light output at night, and honestly, it really does help quite a bit whether you're on-road or off-road. And naturally, when you're driving down the highway, you don't want to blind everybody behind you, so when these are off, you'll have the red backlight matching the brake lights on the rear end of your Bronco. They don't turn on with the brake lights, but again, you have the red running light. Has a great appearance all around. Comment below and let us know your thoughts, what other Bronco part videos you want to see here, right here on the Steeda YouTube channel. Hit us up at Steeda.com for all of your Bronco part and accessory needs. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and don't forget the most important thing, speed matters.